Welcome back to the 21st episode of Mindless Podcast. Today we're going to be doing situational stuff, which is questions like what would you do if, and then fill in the blank with something really random. So today we're going to start off as usual with a riddle from Eva.
Whoever makes it tells not. Whoever takes it knows not. And whoever knows it does not want it. What is it?
Alright, so if removing it from the sort of stupid flowery riddle language, it's essentially the people who make it don't tell anyone that they've made it. And the people that receive it don't know they've received it. And the people that have it don't want it.
The people, and whoever knows it does not want it.
Oh, and the people who, yeah, alright. So, whoever makes it doesn't speak of it, or doesn't tell anyone of it. Whoever receives it doesn't know they've received it, and the people who know about it in general don't want to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Is it some kind of like sickness?
No.
How does someone make a sick? Well, I mean...
Is it a coffin?
What the hell?
Well, are you...
Guys, the people who take
that's
it, technically the people in the coffin, they don't know because they're dead.
Well,
And the
that's
people, you don't want a coffin, you don't want to be dead most of the time, I'd like to think.
Do you know you're dead if you're dead?
I don't know.
I think for a short
It depends
amount
on
of time
what
you do.
people think happens after death, and we're not going to get into that because that's really messy. So,
That's a really messy topic.
yeah.
Yes.
Those do not touch.
I'm just thinking of like a very awful Christmas present.
That's
And
like...
you know,
History
boy.
doesn't be like,
You
alright.
wouldn't know because
this
it's a
reminds
Christmas
me of
present. You're not
the,
supposed to open it.
This reminds me of the poor men have it, rich men want it, and if you eat it, you'll drink it, you'll die. It's greater than God and worse than the devil. Poor men have it, rich men want it, and if you eat it or drink it, you'll die. It reminds me of that riddle.
I read
I feel
that
like
one. Which one? What's the
I
answer
feel like
to
that's
that?
it's nothing.
It's nothing. No.
I feel like it's a similar concept to that, if that makes sense.
I just don't have the brain cells for this. I did one A push period review, and now I'm like,
Weak. Now, nothing makes sense anymore. Woo! Yeah, I've been pouring all of my mental energy into just drawing, so I don't got anything left either.
Can we have
Can you
a
give us a
hint?
hint?
So for the second one, whoever takes it knows not. It's not that they don't know they received it. Like, they know they got something, but they don't know the thing that the maker knows about it. Does that make sense?
So it's like what, a pyramid scheme?
Because it's like the maker makes it, but he doesn't tell anyone kind of like about it. Like there's a deeper thing about it kind of thing. And then he passes it on to someone else. And that person just doesn't know about like the secret of the thing they got. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
But everyone else knows the secret. About
No, only like the maker knows it. No one else really does.
But
And
if you know the secret,
and if you
then
know about the secret about
you
the
don't
thing,
want
then you don't want it.
Okay.
If that helps.
Is this like a specific object or like a concept?
No, it's tangible. So it's not, yeah.
Is it like a fig? Like, you know the things where wasps lay eggs in figs? I used to eat figs until someone told me that when I was in like preschool.
Thank goodness I never liked figs.
Because I'm always worried I'm gonna bite into a fig and just get a wasp.
Honestly, that's what people get. If you want to eat a fig, that's the consequences that you have to do.
What do you have against figs?
I don't like them.
It's like
You eat a fig, you
can eat
take a
raspberry-
risk.
Can you just tell us what the answer to the riddle is so we can move on from this
Yeah.
cursed segment?
No, I don't even remember that.
Counterfeit money.
Oh, I never would have gotten that.
I would have also accepted if you had like said a fake item, like
No, you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say like some sort of code.
Yeah, I was still thinking intangible for some reason, even though you said it was tangible.
I just was
Okay.
smart enough for you.
moving on.
Alright, moving on
please,
finally.
moving on.
Nothing riddle.
So the first one we have on the list is what would you do if you got stuck in Percy Jackson? The book. Not the movie. We're not talking about the movie
The
here.
movie
okay?
makes no
And
sense.
for
It doesn't-
reference, I forgot which episode we did the Percy Jackson one on, but there's something in our YouTube. So
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
All right. So based on this, will we start off with us being like campers? Pretty much.
The real question is, are you stuck in a Percy Jackson book as a demigod or just as a regular person? Because if you're a regular person, your best bet for staying alive in a Percy Jackson book is just to keep on being a regular person, right?
Stay out of Manhattan,
Don't give a shit if you're just a human.
Just stay out of Manhattan.
You shouldn't even know if you're just a human.
Yeah.
Also, okay, wait.
I
Also,
mean, no.
stuck in a book. Is it like we go from like this reality and then we know we're in a book, or just saying like if we were in the book, we don't know that we're stuck in it. We're just in like.
Let's just say we
You know what I
don't
mean?
know. I feel like that's
Okay.
less complicated. You don't have to worry about getting out of it. Too.
There's also like another thing, like, are we there as like Heather said, a demigod, or even if we're immortal, but there are people that can still see through the mist despite being immortal as well.
Or are we?
So do we go with the quiz that we took?
If we did, I would be.
Demigods.
I mean, I would.
You guys would have all the issues. I'd be chilling, sipping my freaking watching things
Aphrodite.
go down.
Well, yeah. Wait. Who was your? You were Aphrodite, right?
I always
Who are you? You the child of from the quiz?
I always get Poseidon.
Me or Seneca?
Yeah, you. I know Seneca's.
I was
Poseidon.
Aphrodite. You two. You were Hades.
I was Hades.
Eva and
literally
Seneca,
the darn demigod quiz full out went and said, "Hey, you're emo."
You're emo.
And I was like, "Great, thanks."
Just called you out.
You know.
I think that's pretty accurate. Not gonna lie.
So.
Ouch, okay.
Yeah, I'd be chilling. Like, I don't really have much to do. Like, I was surprised Piper in the Heroes of Olympus series had such a big role. So I'd probably be chilling back at the camp and would help me die at some point because I can't fight.
Yeah, but you, depending on how strong your powers are, you might have charm speak, which would be completely lit.
Oh no, yeah, and then I could tell all of you guys to do stuff.
She would prank everyone at the camp, wouldn't she?
Huh?
She would have the drama, right? Where she'd go there and then someone just wouldn't like her for some reason. She would come across like in the wrong way, and then she right, and then they just prank each other.
You would get really pissy if someone didn't like you.
Who?
Especially you. Especially if you're the daughter of the literal like love goddess. If someone didn't like you, you would just be so pissy.
No, I feel like
I meant someone doesn't like me as in like a friend type of way, like as in like, oh, you're a bad person, and I'd be like,
oh yeah, that's what I mean. If someone just straight up didn't vibe with you as a person, you'd be like, man, screw them.
No, I'd be like, if I didn't like them as a person, then I'd be like, okay, screw you. And if I did have tried to speak,
I feel like you wouldn't like them as a person because they didn't like you as a person.
I don't know how charm.
If they didn't like me as a person, I'd be like, cool. I'm not everyone's like my
read that
personality. I
far.
know it's pretty strong, so I'm not gonna be like, you have to like
Seneca.
me. But like, if you don't like me for like a reason that's like not actually real, like let's say you made up some story of where you were the victim and I was the bad guy, and it wasn't actually like legit when it matches up timeline wise, I'd be like, are you that desperate to like to get the favor
Why would someone just like
whatever people
craft
you're
an
telling
entire story? Like make up a whole story as to why they didn't like you. What if they just did? They're like, man, that Melanie girl, hate her.
No, someone literally came up to one of my friends and goes, I hate Melanie, and I go, I don't even know who you are. Like, I didn't even know you existed. I didn't know how to pronounce your name. I didn't know you were in my class. I didn't know you were in freaking whatever class, like class of 2022.
It's like, I hate Melanie, I'm sorry. Who are you?
No, because my friends told me, they're like, yeah, no, this person said they hated you. And I'm like, all right, so I know this person who doesn't like me for completely different reasons. So she must have said some big to make you not like me. But I don't know you, so I can care less.
That's just
so
yeah. I feel like that would be. You would definitely be an Aphrodite's kid, I think, and you would definitely vibe like that. You would run. I feel like you'd either run the Aphrodite's cabin with a harsh fist, or you would just constantly be fighting with the other Aphrodite girls, like with the other the other head Aphrodite girls, like Heather's Mean Girl style. Like you would just constantly be battling with them.
I feel like if that's the case, I would completely avoid Melanie. I would not get myself involved with her at all.
I was about to say the opposite. I was gonna say, assuming we're all in camp Half-Blood together, I thought that like Melanie would come in and tell us, she'd be like, oh, this girl, I don't even know, she doesn't like me. And she's like, I'm gonna go prank her. And then Seneca would be like, sweet, I'm gonna come help you.
Oh,
She just watch. That's true. Seneca might just watch.
I'd hang
Like,
around
just
Melanie
update me.
for the camp gossip. Honestly.
Oh, we love that.
She'd have the best. She'd know everything about everyone. So I would.
I don't think I know everything. I just hear things like passing by because people like don't think I can hear them, and I'm like, all right, so this person got drunk as the other day, and that's why they're hungover right now.
I'd just be like, hey Melanie, come take a walk with me in the strawberry fields. You can tell me everyone's dirty, dark secrets.
Oh no, we love you.
You were also Poseidon, right, Eva?
Yeah, so that means we'd be in the same cabin.
The two of you would just vibe.
Yeah, we just vibe. I make Eva the cabin later, so I don't have to do any work.
Exactly.
You guys being on quest,
I can see that. Yeah.
It'd probably just be the two of you. Well, it'd be Percy Jackson too if we're in the same universe. So you'd have to fight him for that.
But like he'd just be gone because like he would just be like, I gotta go. Prophecy said something, and he would just go on his quest. And I'd be like, okay.
No, but imagine if he dragged you guys into the
timeline.
I'd go, but like
that's scary.
Because if it's like
I don't know if Seneca would be like, I couldn't care less. I don't want to die, or if she'd be like, I'm down. Like I don't know.
Okay, cool. I have nothing better to do, or I don't care enough to go.
Exactly. See, I don't know.
My question is, when in the timeline is this metaphorical stuck in this universe
the same time as around Percy Jackson is what I'm
so let's say we came into camp like 2 weeks before him. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we came into camp 2 weeks before him, you guys would have already asserted your dominance as the main Poseidon children. So you'd probably be able to sort of order them around.
You would be chilling because Nico wouldn't come along for like a couple books, technically.
Right.
Oh, that's right, because there's like no one in the cabin before he comes.
I'd be like, who the heck is this? Like this random kid shows up and you're like, would you guys battle like monsters on your way there? Because it would be freaking dangerous as heck getting to camp.
Here's the thing, if it's by prophecy, I have to go. It's not like I get to choose.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just stay out of there. I don't want to see no mummy on a stool. That's not mine.
I feel like
would you guys be friends with Grover if you didn't know that he led kids and stuff? Because Grover's trying to get like friends with you so that way he can lead you. Would you let him, or would you be like, no, go away, I don't know you?
Anyone who comes up to me and is actively friendly to me, I will be friends with because I am terrified in social situations and I don't like to initiate conversation. So if someone comes up to me and is like, hey, I'm your friend now, I'm like, great, I didn't have to do any of that work, and now I still have a friend. Brilliant.
Unless you're like, I don't care, we can be friends. If you need something, I'll be there. But like, if you're mean to me, I'll take a little bit longer to get to whatever you need me to do. You know. Like,
I feel like I would forget him.
For me,
because he's like shy, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm nice to you in class. Bye bye.
There's no interaction outside of that. Yeah.
I think for me, I just let him hang around me. I wouldn't actively actually try to talk or engage with him though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fine if you being there, but I'm not gonna like actively be like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm just like, just like a mutual.
He does like enchiladas, so like food, bonding over food.
Oh, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, if it's food, I'm down.
Seneca was still always food.
I feel like because we all went over what you all would do if in camp with your test given godly parent. I feel like I would just be really mopey.
I feel like you'd just be walking around drawing and whatnot. And like
you'd be sitting in the corner drawing and wait, if we were at the camp together, would it be like we know each other?
I mean,
if we know each other, then we're chilling.
I guess because we know each other now, right?
My
camera grid view is just frozen.
Oh wait, but we don't know from this reality. We're not from this reality jumping in. We're just there.
Right, so I think in that case, I would not engage with Melanie at all. I would not be friends with Melanie.
I would not be friends with Heather, I think, just because she wouldn't come up to me in the first place.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't actively seek out, so if she's not gonna come, I'm not gonna go.
I feel like me and Eva would be friends at some point, just like from bumping into each other and then talking and be like, okay, you're chill.
Oh, okay. And me and Eva would like, definitely...
Because we're both pretty nice, so if one of us had to like talk to each other for whatever reason, we'd be like, okay.
I feel like
Heather we would... Yeah, I feel like we would
art.
We would still become friends, just a little bit more roundabouty, because I would be forced to interact with the two of you guys, because big three children aren't super common, so we'd probably have that in common.
So basically like, this monster came after me the other day, like what about you?
No, because that's the prophecy as well, right? It revolves around the big three, right? So we have to engage a lot then. As for Melanie, screw you, I'm not going to talk to you.
Also, I'm chilling. You're gonna be like, I feel like I'd have the character arc where everyone doesn't like me at first, and then I do something, and then all of a sudden we're chilling. Like I'd be the
big bully
at first, and then
What
and
enemies
slowly
to
you're like,
friends?
okay, she's not that bad.
Misunderstood.
Or you read back at it and be like, oh yeah, no, like I get it, but I'm not gonna be like best friends with her.
I think especially because since there's like no one in the also you would chill with all of the Aphrodite cabin people anyway.
I don't know, maybe I'd hate all of them. Who knows?
You might. I feel like you'd either vibe with them or you would absolutely loathe their guts. Again,
Yeah.
Mean Girl style.
I mean, no, here's the thing as well. Like, if you're not that powerful in terms of like power wise,
Oh, yeah.
you could totally just hang in the overworld. So like, there's also a chance where you just don't go to camp at all. So we might not know you at all.
True, I would only have to come for like the summer and just be like, yo, what's going on? But like Percy only comes during the summer too. Are you guys gonna be year round?
I don't know. I think
I
I
don't
would
think I'd
miss,
be
I'd
around.
like miss
I don't
my
like that.
parents and stuff. Like,
I think
Yeah,
I'd
like
be
see,
around.
Percy only missed his mom. He didn't really care, and he didn't like school except for like Grover, so he was like Camp Half Blood, yay! It's kind of like Harry Potter, where he
I
doesn't
think I'd
want to
like
go
to go into
back
the
to
real
his
world and just
house
mess
like
with
over
people if I have powers.
I wouldn't go out.
And then come
I'm-
back during the summer and be like, hey guys.
But that's just me being an introvert.
yes, but if you use your powers, it attracts monsters, which you
Yeah.
don't want to do if you're away from the camp.
True.
Um,
Also, if I'm Aphrodite, I can't really fight that well.
Yeah,
So-
you
I
mean,
suck
yeah,
at
sorry.
fighting.
Also, like negotiation and stuff.
Yeah, no, I've read about Piper and like Heroes of Olympus, and I was like, okay, so she has a cornucopia. What are those called?
Cornucopia.
Cornucopia.
Okay.
Mm.
Are they? Okay, I just didn't know if I said it right. And she just shoot people with food for like 2
Oh, yeah,
books.
okay.
I mean,
I mean,
whatever
that's pretty
works,
fun.
man.
What a
If
food
I had that,
fight
I'd be
right
eating
there.
the food. I wouldn't be hurting people with it. Like,
I
Just
like
shoot them
that.
in your mouth.
Again, I'd be the
That was
I'd be
the
the
wrong
total
bullshit.
I'd be like the total opposite of you, Melanie. Is that I would whenever I haven't read the books in a while, but I'm pretty sure that Nico always like looked or felt a little sickly whenever he used his powers too much.
oh
so
yeah,
I
if you
feel like-
shadow travel, you might as well just faint.
Well, yes, shadow traveling just makes you pass out. But like, if I were to like call skeletons from the ground or whatever, I would like unleash an army of skeletons on whoever the monster was fighting me was. I'd be like skeletons, and they would deal with it, and I would just like sit in a corner and look gaunt, right?
Mm. Yeah.
I feel like I do that at camp
Feels
too.
good not being
I'd like
big three.
I'd like sit in the corner under a tree, like drawing something and looking gaunt.
And just having like a skeleton there to protect you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I'd probably, honestly, if I am telling the truth, I would
You
probably.
would befriend the skeleton. You would talk to
I would
it,
be
name
friends
it.
with all the skeletons. I would be.
No,
I'd
you
be
know what? I
one
feel
of
like
those
A little
really-
ghosties, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, hi, how's your
I think I'd be friends with your skeletons as well.
Yeah, Seneca would be. She'd
It's
be the
'cause- It's because I'd always introduce them like they were. Not
Mhm.
really, because I know they.
You
used
would
to be
personify your skeletons and give
yeah,
them
I
like
would
personalities
introduce
and
them as,
names.
like, I guess not really my friends and not really my pets, because like they used to be people, but like sort of like the kind of the same sort of vibe of, oh yes, here is XYZ, like here is Winifred, you know, he follows me around, he likes purple flowers. I noticed he normally whenever I like call my skeletons, he normally comes out during the winter, whereas Sally is more of a summer skeleton or something, right?
I love that. I
Oh.
love
I
it.
can so see that.
Also, but what I was originally gonna say is I would almost definitely pull them out of the ground and then just like pose them for drawing
Look,
references.
you three have to be year round just because I don't think you guys can head out without monsters like coming at you every day. Because in
Yeah,
Percy's
I don't
book, he
think I
can't even
can.
go to school for a month without something attacking him and him getting expelled.
yeah, we'd be monster chow, so we just sort of have to live there. They goof.
We know like everyone.
Yeah.
We would. They don't
I don't
know.
know. I feel like
no.
like we're pretty introverted though, so I don't think any of us would be like.
Popular, but like people would know, like, hey, those are
I
like.
feel like we would all be popular by default because we'd have power. I feel like Melanie might become popular just sort of as an Aphrodite kid because Aphrodite kids are popular. I feel like Seneca and Eva and I, just because we're big three children, would just sort of everyone would know who we were, and it wouldn't be popular sort of like as everyone like aspires to be us, but
Mhm.
popular more as in well known.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be popular in that I would talk. I'm be down to talk to everyone though.
Yeah.
I could be very extroverted. It just
Depends on who
depends.
it is and if
I
you
feel
want.
like I would scare people away because
With your
I
skeletons.
I feel like sometimes I scare people away just like this, and I can't conjure skeletons from the ground, and I don't look like 2 minutes away from death most of the time.
Imagine if I actually had charm speak. That'd be so cool.
So yeah.
That'll just be because like if someone came, if a monster's coming at me, I'd be like, "Yo, you go fight the monster. Go do it for me," and then it buys me time, and I.
You would tell one monster to go fuck another monster?
No, I said go tell one person next to me, like if a monster is coming, I'd be like, "Hey, go fight that monster."
I'm sorry.
You would
but
order
said-
people
I thought-
around.
I'm
I feel like
Yeah,
if it
oh,
came worst,
Melanie would
worst,
have
Yeah.
real people as
Yeah.
bodyguards, and Heather would have her skeletons.
yeah, but
I
I
know
feel
what
like
I
Melanie's
do.
just a little bit more shady because I tell my skeletons what to do, and they do it because like I'm an authority figure. Melanie tells people what to do, and
But
they
here's
do
the
it
thing: I
against
can
their
only
will.
tell people that are
'cause she
attracted
asks
to me,
them.
so it's like a 2-for-1. You know, I find out. If it, like, I can't order everyone around. That's the thing. It's only if they're attracted to that charm speak works. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. So like, it wouldn't be
Right,
everyone. I just feel like I feel like naturally I'd be friends with those people in general. So it'd be like, I need to go get my knife. You hold.
Oh,
But I know,
I
but
just be
that's-
like, yeah, you deal with that yourself. I'm
but-
on my
but,
way.
Like I feel like I could do that, or Eva could do that, or Sonica could do that. We could, if we were with someone else. We were like, hey, could you hold that monster off for a little bit while I go run and find a better weapon? Because people are nice like that, you know?
They know that you're gonna bring backup. For me, I'm like, what weapon would I even have? Do I know what I'm gonna do?
If you want to go like grab a sword or a bow and arrow,
Oh wait, no, I can just go tell the monster to f off.
What I'm saying is that I don't think you need to charm speak people into like being your backup.
Yeah.
Because they just sort of do it out of default. We've been talking about this one topic for a while.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should only do a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I like
Next.
that was an interesting topic though. I liked that one.
You
I
wanna
also like
say
the
that
idea of just walking around with like a trail of skeleton buddies. Just like
Honestly.
it's like permanent friends.
You would summon your skeletons and then just be like, go do stuff. I don't have any orders. Just go like have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Go
summon
bake.
them
Like
and
you
just
like you
let
bake and like sing with. You just hang out with them.
Let
You wouldn't
them
like have them
loose.
do anything.
I would let them loose on the camp. Like people would just like you would just wander around Camp Half Blood and you would just see and you'd be like, oh, there's one of Heather's skeletons.
See, I would
Just, like-
befriend your skeleton, and then eventually I would meet you. That's how.
Just,
Yeah.
like, I feel like they'd be almost like cryptid like. They wouldn't be doing like one would just sort of like stand in the middle of an armory and stare at the wall, or another would just be like sitting in the
Oh
strawberry
yeah, they wouldn't know
field,
what to do. They just be
or a
like,
third would just be like, floating in the middle of the lake. Like they wouldn't be doing anything productive. They'd just be around, which I think is really amusing.
Like I feel like if one of them were the gossipy type, if they could talk, I don't know if they could talk.
I don't think they
I
can
think
talk.
they can.
I think they just make ungodly screechy noises. They're like,
oh.
they're all
Really?
undead. They're skeletons. They don't have vocal cords.
If I knew how to communicate with them and I was the gossipy type, like imagine listening 1950s gossip about.
True. I
about,
don't
like,
know how much.
Wait, that'd be so
skeletons
interesting.
have left.
You're just like talking about
Now I had this
Shakespeare in, like, the
neighbor named
2000s.
Gertrude. She couldn't cook.
No, if they were like the
That's how I died.
chauffeur for like if they were the chauffeur for like Elvis Presley, and be like you would not imagine.
I think most of the skeletons are dead Greek warriors, or dead Roman warriors. But I'm sure.
I'd still
I'm sure
like to know about stuff. I feel
Yeah,
like if I
I'm
could,
sure
or they have some good stories if they.
they
could
would
talk.
have good stories about. I feel like ancient Greece was ripe with gossip.
They'd have gossip about the gods.
I
Being,
mean,
like, down and whatever, and like.
I mean, you could also just like ask Chiron.
True.
Right.
Nah. I
Alright.
talk to the skeletons.
I wonder how much you'd be able to gossip with or you could ask Mr. D. I'm sure he'd love to.
I feel like
spill all
Mr.
of
D
his
would be
dirt
more up to
on
it
stuff.
if he
Yeah.
was okay with me.
If he was in the mood, right? I'm sure he would love to complain or tell you all of the Olympians' dirty little secrets. And then you would just know, and then you would have that power.
We love that for me. You guys are off like being like, I gotta go on a quest or there's a monster, and I'm gonna be like, okay, sipping tea, like talking to Mr. D, be like, hey, so what happened in 1920? Because I heard blah 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 happened during this time. Oh, that would be great. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We spent so much time. All right,
Okay.
what would you do if you won the lottery? We're saying $100 million. That's the.
How much of that is taken away by taxes?
Let's just say
Wow. Okay, me and Melanie were talking. Like we were talking before this. Like, are we gonna be realistic or like Heather really realistic? She's like, oh, there's tax on that. I know that. So like,
Oh,
really, how much now?
Is that like winning the lottery is nice in theory, but it's like I remember watching this like one Garfield episode where he learned how to tell the future, where he like could read. He got newspapers from like a day in the future, so he used those to find the winning lottery numbers. But then he spent like him and John spent like the entire second half of the episode hiding from like tax people because they would just kept following them around. I don't know. It's been several years since I've watched any of the
Okay, let's say
Garfield
after getting that done, you have like.
How about you have a large sum and after the taxes you now
have
$100
$100 million. Yeah.
All right. So.
Who wants to go first?
You just. I would. Honestly, it's boring, but I would probably. I guess if you have that much, you don't really need to save it. I would buy my mom a beach house because I have promised her. Because my mom's like, if you ever get rich and famous, I want you to buy me a beach house. And I was like, all right, brilliant. So I would buy her a little beach house, or probably a big beach house. I have a lot of money. I'd buy myself.
You come in with your limousine and you give him like this like 1-story tiny house. That's yours.
Like, okay, so where's the house? Because I see a shed here. You know.
I'd just be all stingy. I'd probably just do a lot of like family stuff, right? Like, I'd get them a beach house and maybe a place in Tahoe because I like to go up to Tahoe a lot. And maybe a house in LA because they rent a place now. I might get. I don't know if Dad and planning on moving anytime soon, so I'd probably have a conversation with them. I would save some of it for like college, right? It depends. I don't know what age I have won the lottery at. If it is now
at 22.
22?
You're a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Charlie's probably out of college by now. So I would buy myself a house.
Mm-hmm.
Or depending on, or just like get myself a sort of a nicer apartment, depending on how much. You know what I've always thought I would do if I was really rich is if I would get like a really nice apartment, and then I would that's like a really nice, maybe like a 2-person apartment or maybe a 3-person apartment, and I would rent it. I would want a room because I cannot stand being by myself. I just get very lonely all the time, right? So I would because this is assuming I'd be in college. I would find another college student who needs I would like post a listing for a roommate with like really cheap. Like I would pay like 85% of the rent, right? Because it's a really nice place. So I would post a listing so that way another college student could like live in a really nice house and not have to pay that much. And that way I wouldn't be lonely and they'd have a place to live and it would all be great, right? So I'd probably do that. Or maybe I'd get, because I don't know, too many people can cause a little too much chaos. So maybe I'd just get like a really big mansion and just rent it out to like 12 college students. But I think I'd much rather get sort of like a nice sort of like upscale apartment and then just have like 1 or 2 roommates because then that's less people to deal with. It's enough to not be lonely, but it's not too much that like there's a bunch of conflict, right?
Yeah.
And I would just make a bunch of like safe. I don't know what the safest way to store money is, but whatever it is, I'd convert the cash into whatever that is, whether that's putting it in a bank or something. I might like invest in stocks or something because I've heard that's like a smart plan. I'd probably because it's a lot of money, right? So I'd probably like save up some for both sets of parents' like retirement plans and stuff.
So you'd like set up your entire family, make sure they're set for like life pretty much?
Yeah, I would set up all of the practical stuff that I know is expensive first, like housing and education and retirement and medical costs, right? Figuring out how to best save and how to best invest it. And then I would do things like I would probably travel a lot. I would like go to different countries and stay in nice hotels and watch Broadway shows. Like then I would do stuff that I want to see. But I would do all of the like practical shit first.
Yeah. For me, I would take care of family stuff obviously first. I owe my mom a house, you know. And then like my sisters, I would probably like have houses near like bought completely, rent it out, and if they need it, like we can deal with that in the future if they need it. And then get myself a truck if I don't have one yet. I feel like I just want a truck for some reason, and I don't understand why. What's the desire towards it? But I want one.
A truck?
I would buy myself a private plane. I don't know about you and your trucks. I don't feel like
Melanie wants a truck so she can feel up there and like tall, you know?
I just want first class. I don't think I'd buy a private jet just because I feel like it's a lot of carbon footprint.
Well, I've always thought it'd be really cool to learn how to fly. So I would probably.
That's true. I would take so many lessons.
I would
just
probably
pay for my lessons.
take flight lessons. I don't know if I can't do it for the military, and I probably couldn't be an actual pilot. I don't know what the requirement is for a license, but because of my eyes, I don't know.
You just have to do lessons with someone near you that knows how to do it for sure, and just like experience.
No, but I mean like I don't know if I can see well enough to get my pilot's license. I don't know what the requirements for that are. I know I cannot see unless I were to get very good laser eye surgery. And since I have astigmatism, I don't even know if that would work. I do not have good enough vision to be a fighter pilot for the military. Like I would have to go into something else if I were to join the military.
Would you go into the military though? Like if you could, would you?
If I probably won't go into the military. If I had to go into the military, flight and aviation would be my first choice.
Yeah. So for mine, besides just the family stuff, I always had this idea of buying like a big apartment complex, like having an entire apartment complex, and just renting it out. Like not even renting it, I'd like help out homeless people, give them a place to live. Once they get a job, whatever, they can pay me back like slowly.
I feel like yeah, charity. I feel like if you have that much money, I would definitely set up a couple charity functions. What I would probably do is I would spend a lot of time thinking about it, right? Because if you're doing anything that big, you have to spend a lot of time thinking about it. I would find like a particular issue, and then I would just devote my resources into that specific issue, so I could give better, more specialized help in that specific area, right? Instead of
donate more to charities like stuff like more broad, like Red Cross in general, or something like, Feeding America and stuff like that. I donate there, but specifically I would want to set something up myself.
I'd probably set up monthly or yearly donations to places like that. Just sort of in general, that just like withdraw a couple thousand from my bank account each month.
I am not a selfless person. I keep it all to myself and do whatever I want with it.
Yes, but you'd want to at least like buy yourself a house or invest in stocks or like put it all in a bank
obviously
account
I invest in myself or something. It just depends on what I need at that moment. And depending on age, I'll probably go to my college tuition since I plan on going to college for a while. So.
And like I'd still work a job afterwards and stuff.
I wouldn't like give up on whatever job I'm doing unless I hated it. I'd do a job that I like.
The thing is that I would have a very careful road to walk, right? Because in theory, like in an idealistic world, sort of one of the career paths I'd love to pursue would be something sort of acting or entertainment based, right? And I suppose it would be really easy for me to set up a YouTube channel and buy like expensive recording equipment and pay editors, right? So if I wanted to do that as sort of an entertainment for that, then that would work. I just have to find something interesting to do with it, right? Or if I wanted to like try and make it as like an actual actor and actual like productions, it's sort of like a lot a lot of the acting business is through connections, right? You have to be very good, very talented, but you also have to know other people in the business. So I feel like if I like made a big charity and had my name out on stuff because I suddenly got super rich and like, you know, I just had a stupid amount of money now, I would be like again, some people are just known for being rich, right? And if you have a net worth of $100 million, that is a very, very large net worth. So you would just be known because you were rich, right? So I would have that going for me, but then it's like I don't want to like buy my way into like parts, right? And I don't want people to think I've bought my way into like the movie industry or whatever. So then that would be a really strange line for me because that'd be the line of work I wanted to pursue, right? But how do I do that without like manipulating people with what I already have? Does that make sense?
Even without trying to manipulate them, I feel like people would want to work for you because they'd be like, oh, she like has money, is going to be well known type of situation. But like also taking criticism is rough, and having that added criticism from being rich technically in that situation, like I can't imagine going through that. That's why I'd be on the down low and I'd not tell anyone, you know.
And then it's sort of like I suppose if I don't want to feel like I'm buying my way into the movie industry, I could just like make a YouTube channel because that is still technically entertainment, right? And I mean, as long as I handled my finances well and like was smart about my stock choices, I probably wouldn't actually need to work to support myself. Like I wouldn't necessarily need to work anymore. I mean, I would, so I had something to do with my life, so I wasn't just sitting on my ass all day.
Actually, I wouldn't work at all.
I'd probably like make a webcomic or something in my spare time. Or like write a novel.
For me, it's not that I don't enjoy working. Like I do enjoy doing things, but like there's so much. I much prefer learning than actually engaging in the actual like practical stuff of it. I prefer just like learning stuff, right? So I probably just not work and just be reading a lot and just doing my own thing.
Yeah, you'd have like you'd like gain a bunch of skills, I feel like, with that time that you have because you don't have to worry about the money side of things. So this was today's episode of My List Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we all like doing situational stuff just because it's like it gives us a lot of creativity for it. Like we can do XYZ and not have to worry about it being like a narrative sort of situation. So we really hope you enjoyed it. We're probably gonna have a part 2 next week, and then after that we will have a brand new topic. This will not go into part 3, I promise. Alright, so thank you for joining in. I hope you really liked the episode. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff on whatever platform you're listening on, and we will see you next week. Bye!
As Melanie would say, pew pew pew.